So we're gonna zigzag all across the state. We're gonna show you the locations, we're gonna drop the pins, and I'm gonna share with you some of the places I've stayed that I've loved, that I'll go back every year, and also give you an idea of what you can do in that area. Like, what's fun? Why should I visit? Is it gonna be worth it for me to drive 1 to 3 hours to do a weekend getaway? So I'm gonna start with our rituals, our family's rituals, what we do every single year. And there's 3 places that come to mind. So number 1, Leavenworth, Washington. The fun thing about Leavenworth is it's a Bavarian themed town. So it's really neat looking. You almost feel like you're in a different place in the mountains. There's a lot of places to stay there. So if you go there in the winter, there's a Christmas tree lighting festival. It's great during the summer. You can go inner tubing down the river. You can go biking, rafting. So there's tons of things to do, whether you're there in any season. We spend a lot of time just walking around the town, trying out the different types of food. There's some real cool stores there. There's some wineries nearby and wine tasting right in town. It's a really fun place just to spend even a couple of days. There's people that even go there just for the day. So top places to stay in Leavenworth are gonna be right downtown. There's the Enzian Inn. A lot of people will do Airbnb. And the most ritzy, coolest place that has a spa area with a pool that overlooks the river. Really awesome. I haven't stayed there yet because it's adults only and I have kids, but it's called the Post Hotel. Another awesome place that we visit every single year is Mount Hood. So this is gonna be down in Oregon, but it's really close to the border. So the drive is super easy. What I like about the drive is you can go on the freeway all the way there. You don't have to cross any passes. You don't really even go into the mountains until right before you get to government camp. So you can literally drive in a winter storm, or if there's winter storms in the mountains, you can drive all the way there and you're not dealing with driving on snowy roads. It may be a little snowy in the last maybe few miles and that's it. The place is awesome though. There's a ton of stuff to do. So they have a couple of ski resorts. This is one of those places you're probably gonna wanna go during the winter. A couple of ski resorts, they have nighttime and daytime inner tubing. They actually have a DJ. So a neat thing that you gotta do there is, other than tubing, skiing, all those things, because there's 2 ski resorts, is drive up to the Timberline Lodge. It's actually the site of where they did some of the filming for the movie The Shining. It's a crazy big lodge at the top of a mountain. If you go there in the winter though, you're gonna get blasted in the face with tons of snow. It doesn't sound very pleasant, but they have a huge fireplace. It's actually a multiple story fireplace that warms up the whole building. It's just a really cool place to check out. So our favorite place to stay there is the Grand Lodges, just outside of government camp. Again, small town, there is some Airbnbs, but that's what we found to be the best place. So the third place that we make sure to visit every year is Cannon Beach, Oregon. So Cannon Beach is gonna be about a 3-hour drive. Pretty drive when you get towards the end. Not much of anything until you get down into Oregon. Once you get there and you see the coast and you see they have the rocks off the beach, one called the iconic Haystack Rock. Pretty amazing sights once you're there. You kind of feel like you're in a different world. The town is super cute. There's lots of places to eat. There's lots of places to stay. It's just really chill. You can hang out on the beach. If it's the winter, it's gonna be a little cold, but during the summer, you'll see people out building fires on the beach and just doing kind of the what do you call it when you're just out beachcombing. So when we're not hanging out in town, flying kites or doing something like that, we go to the state park and check out the view from up above. It's amazing. You're up above the entire beach line. You can see, it seems like halfway down the Oregon coastline. We like to stay at the lodges. So the lodges are just super spacious. That's kind of our splurge place. The Surf Sand Resort, a little bit better on the budget. It's also an awesome place too, indoor pool, and it's right on the beach. So if you're in their units, whether you're on the bottom floor, whether you're on the top floor, you are staring at the ocean. So if you want that ocean feel, and you want to stay at a resort, but you don't want to drive the 3 hours that it takes to get to Cannon Beach from Olympia, you can simply go to Ocean Shores. Just north of Ocean Shores, there's a really nice little place called Iron Springs Resort. So the Iron Springs Resort is cabins that are on bluffs above the ocean. Great view, puts you really close to the town of Ocean Shores, which is where you're gonna go and just hang out for the day. They're cabins that have been remodeled and are nice and comfortable. So we're a little bit strange. We actually go to Ocean Shores. We like to go for the storms during the winter. So we usually visit in October and November. We're actually going there this year, and we're gonna go with the clam digging tides. So we're gonna go out there at night with headlamps on, digging for clams, which to you probably doesn't sound like that fun because it's cold and windy, but we make a good time out of it. So if you want to do something that's a little more comfortable than freezing your butt off at night like me, you can rent mopeds. They have a go-kart track there. They have a lot of fun little beach-themed family activities. The world is your oyster when you're at Ocean Shores. So if you want a little mountain vacation, but you don't want to drive to Leavenworth, go to Suncadia. Suncadia, all you have to do is drive over I-90 and you're there. That's what I love about it. It's so close. And they have a really big lodge. I think there's 3 golf courses there, an excellent winery with a great restaurant. So if you're there in the winter, you're gonna be able to do some ice skating, ride on some snowmobiles. If you're there during the summer, it's gonna be more spa, kayaking, rafting, that sort of feel. But the lodge itself is beautiful. So if you just wanna hang out and go to the spa, you don't have to do anything. If you wanna be away from it all and you just wanna relax, you're not going to do anything but sit there. The place you're going to want to visit is Alderbrook Resort. Alderbrook is simply a really nice hotel right on the canal. Not a lot of complicated things going on there. There's not even anything really around you as far as town or amenities or anything like that. You are just going to go there and chill out. So there's a restaurant on site. It does have amazing food, and it's going to be your perfect place for about a 2-night stay. Even 1 night would work. What else should I say about it? There's nothing to it, just it's on the canal. They do have a dock right out front. They do boat tours. So again, this is a chill spot, so not a lot to do. There's boat tours. I know they do yoga every day right outside, right out in the courtyard with a view of the canal. They do have a really large swimming pool indoor there for the kids. So again, just a chill spot. So I don't know if you like music, but in Washington, we have the Gorge. So it's overlooking the Columbia River, and that's where a lot of the big concerts are. And so it's actually kind of its own mini destination. So during concert season, what ends up happening is a lot of people that visit will sleep in campgrounds essentially, but you're not gonna wanna do that probably. The place that you would wanna stay is called the Cave Bee Inn and Winery. Or you can stay in a neat little town that's nearby called Sunland. So if you're at the Cave Bee, what you're gonna find is a nice restaurant. You're gonna find these really cool hotel rooms that are built into the hillside, and it's rock there. So that's why they call it the Cave Bee. And if you happen to have time, check out the Sunday brunch. You can eat outside with a panoramic view looking the whole Columbia River Gorge area and Sunland. And this list would not be complete without talking about the San Juan Islands. So it's not uncommon when you take the ferry to the San Juan Islands to see whales, seals. It's really neat to drive onto that ferry and take that short ride over to what is there, 4 different islands over there? That's right, so 4 that are accessible on foot or via the ferry system. Most people go there to kind of be in the nature, around the sound, around the green trees, around the marine life. But it doesn't mean there's nothing to do. So kind of the primary activity out there for most people if they do venture out is going to be going out and trying to actually see orca whales. So for us, again, I have kids. Part of the journey is just getting there. They're small kids, so we don't do a whole lot. We just hang out around town. There's a really neat place that we like to stay, and it's called the Island Inn West, 123 West, and they overlook Friday Harbor. And they are pretty big hotel rooms, and it's a really neat layout though. It's beautiful out there, but keep in mind it's gonna take you a little time to ride the ferry and be queued up to make sure you catch the boat. That's the biggest thing. You do not wanna miss the boat coming back home. That happens to a lot of people because they don't get their tickets properly. They don't get queued up in the driveways where you're waiting. So just make sure you get your ticket ahead of time if you can, and then just make sure you're on time. And if you want to hack it a little bit more, If you're like me and you have small kids, you don't want to make the trek all the way from Olympia and then wait for the ferry and then go on the ferry. What you can do is get yourself a place to stay in Anacortes the night before. So that's a wrap. Those are my top favorite places. You're going to want to check them out. We go every year, and I think you'll love them. So if you want to know more about Olympia, what it's like to live here, and the places you can go, just like in this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.